We appreciate everyone joining us this afternoon. Um, just want to make sure that everyone recognizes and know that we are in a public forum, and so please note that today's event is being recorded. First of all, I just want to say, I'm delighted to have everyone because it's really an important part of Pierce College to recognize our 2021 Distinguished Alumni Celebration that's sponsored by our Pierce College Foundation. I am Daryl Kane, president of Pierce College Puyallup.
Hi, everyone, and I'm Julie White, president of Pierce College Fort Silicon. We are very pleased to represent the college as your host this evening. The tradition of honoring alumni dates back to 1981, when Jerry McLaughlin, a talented principal of J. Ray, the Tacoma-based advertising and public relations firm, was named as our very first distinguished alumni honoree. Since we began this annual tradition, we've honored exactly 100 very impressive alumni. And yes, Robin, Jerry is here today. We're so glad that you were able to join us, Jerry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, just thank you.
Great, nice to see you. Throughout the history of this event, we've honored alumni who served as highly regarded physicians, politicians, decorated service members, dedicated teachers, business leaders, an incredible diversity of individuals who have made a deep and lasting impact in our communities, both locally and nationally. The student success we foster at Pierce College directly translates into our community success. Next up, we have a video about realizing possibilities.
All right. Wow, that's truly amazing. And in fact, it makes me even more excited to return to campus soon to see all the students in their commencement. Possibility realized, of course, is what we celebrate tonight. Last year, our Distinguished Alumni event was put on hold due to the pandemic, but you can't hold back Pierce College alumni for long. This year, we are actually celebrating the distinguished alumni who were selected last year, and we are bringing them onto the big screen. Perhaps you're watching on a small screen. Either way, although we would love to be together in person, we are so proud to gather virtually to recognize this group of outstanding alumni. Before we meet for 2021 Distinguished Alumni, I would like to introduce the Pierce College Foundation board members in attendance. Can we please have our foundation board members wave into the cameras so we can recognize you? All right, great, thank you. And so we really appreciate all of the foundation board members. We want to say thank you for your service to the college and to our students. We also are very pleased to have you here with us today. It is my honor to introduce our event MCs, a Pierce College Foundation board member, Joy Veliz and Patty Summers. Patty is currently the vice president of our foundation board.
Now what?
Thank you, Dr. Kane. Thank you, Dr. King. I love serving on the foundation board and helping the college pursue such an important mission. The Pierce College Foundation Board recognizes our college is led by an outstanding team. I would like first to introduce our special guest, including the Chair of the Board of Trustees, Brett Willis. Thank you for the important work you do for the college.
I would also like to recognize the leadership team at Pierce College who make this all possible. Pierce College Chancellor and CEO, Dr. Michelle Johnson. Pierce College Puyallup President, Dr. Darrell Kane. And Pierce College Fort Steilacoom President, Dr. Julie White. We will be hearing more from Dr. Johnson later in our program.
We would also like to acknowledge current staff and faculty who are in attendance today, who make differences in students' lives each and every day. This evening's celebration will honor 4 very special and inspirational Pierce College alumni who took their education into the world to accomplish extraordinary things. We are thankful Pierce College plays a foundational role in their stories. It's time to meet our distinguished alumni.
Yes, Joey, it's the moment we have all been waiting for, to hear the stories of our 2021 Pierce College Distinguished Alumni Honorees.
Our first honoree is Samuel Lyon, U.S. Army officer, lieutenant. Sam's career path is full of leadership roles and accomplishments, including being a U.S. Army officer with more than 11 years of service and 3 tours in Afghanistan. Experiences that motivated him to pursue a medical career. After graduating from the United States Military Academy at West Point, Sam completed his medical school prerequisites at Pierce College at JBLM while serving full-time on active duty. All his preparation and hard work paid off as he was admitted to Harvard Medical School. Now in his 3rd year, Sam is scheduled to graduate with the class of 2022. Please join me in watching this video about Sam's story.
Went to undergrad at West Point and subsequently went in the military. I was in the infantry at the time and had just completed company command. So Joint Base Lewis McChord has striker infantry units there and had been selected to go be the division commander's aide. It just kind of happened to coincide with a time where I had shown up to Joint Base Lewis McChord and was working there and thought, I need to figure out, how else do I push myself to do more? I kind of felt like the longer that I stayed in, the more I was moving towards staff work and doing a lot of administrative work that wasn't really my passion and what I was interested in, the original reason for joining the military. And over a period of time, getting to see some doctors working in the hospital there on JBLM, I came to the decision that medicine was it. The choice for Pierce College was very easy and clear to me. I think one of the big things that stuck out to me right away was that Pierce College was really the only program there that was set up to really serve people like me who would be working a full-time job and needing to take some very rigorous and serious courses, but to do it in off hours, whether that was in the evenings or some weekend courses and things like that. 2 professors really stand out to me. And the first is Professor Barry Putman. I would absolutely call him my instructor and my professor, but I think over time he really became my mentor and my friend. So a second professor that I met at the Steilacoom campus is Professor Woods. I have always heard horror stories from my friends and other folks about organic chemistry. And so when I realized that I had to take organic chemistry, my heart sunk. And this was a course that I took with Professor Woods. And after day one, I thought, this isn't so bad. Like, I might actually make it through this course. And my whole goal this whole time, when I decided I wanted to go to medical school, was to go to the military medical school in Bethesda, Maryland. And so that was like my number one, that's my goal. And, so I applied to some schools in Texas where I thought, oh, if I don't get into the military school, maybe I'll get into one in Texas. And like, as you're kind of clicking, you have to go through and click all the schools that you want to apply to. I thought, you only apply to medical school once in life. Like, let me just click on Harvard, because why not? And, there's no way I'm going to even get an interview there, but, I would be silly not to do it. And so I did.
Presenting the award to Samus's wife, Anna Lyon. There she
Sorry,
is.
we're working with
There she
the
is.
background to make sure she's in screen.
Hi, Anna.
Hi. Lord.
There we go.
I won't move. I keep disappearing.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to take 30 seconds, but I just wanted to say thank you. Without the support, I couldn't have done any of this stuff. And so I just want to say thank you, first of all, to God for all the blessings that we've received. And then, of course, to my wife and family who have just slugged away. I like to tell a little bit of a joke that I have 3 kids, but my wife is a single parent of 4, and her oldest is in med school, which tends to be true a lot of late nights. And then lastly, I do want to just say thanks to Pierce College, and specifically to Professor Putman and Professor Wood. I think they really embody, and you all as an organization really embody a group who truly believes in providing opportunities and helping folks realize the possibilities that they want to achieve in life. And so there's absolutely no way that I could have done any of this without all of your support. And I just want to say thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Our next distinguished alumni to be recognized is Nikki Jacola Zaraf, former owner of Aveda at South Hill Mall. Nikki opened her own business in 2012 at the South Hill Mall, the first family-owned Aveda product retail store on the West Coast, which she operated successfully up until the pandemic. She earned her associate in business and associate in administrative assistant medical billing degrees from Pierce College, as well as 6 additional certificates in management. She currently applies her business and management acumen as a client services specialist at Columbia Bank. Nikki serves our community by helping local nonprofits with business operations consulting and with fundraising, helping to secure hundreds of thousands of dollars for local high school music programs, athletic programs, churches, food banks, and nonprofit daycare centers. She has also raised funds for Pierce College scholarships and mentors Pierce College students to help them learn to run their own businesses. She reviews their business plans and helps them to set realistic expectations as business owners. Nikki also serves on the Pierce College Business Advisory Board, supporting the program and playing an instrumental role in establishing Pierce College's Bachelor of Applied Science in Business Management, which was approved by the state in 2019. And she's done so much more. Let's hear more about Nikki firsthand by watching this video.
I was a workman's compensation claims manager, and I was very actively involved in skilled nursing, assisted living, and the construction industry. Back in 2008, because of the industry, the construction industry that I was in, things started going kind of into a downward spiral, and I made the choice to actually leave that particular employer. I ultimately ended up being guided into the Pierce Works program for Pierce College, which was a blessing because I met my then mentor and now my good friend Evelyn Brooks. It was one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had in my life, was going through the Pierce Works program. It was about learning about myself and reinventing myself and understanding people. And if it weren't for Evelyn and that program, I would have never ever basically enrolled as an official student with Pierce College. You know, at that point in time, I was about 39 years old in my life, and why would I go to college? I'm too old. And it was one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life, and I think more than anything I struggled with, am I smart? Am I still smart? You know, am I still capable of learning? The great thing about Pierce College was it was this collaborative teapot of all different types of human beings, and it made it so easy to want to be better. You know, I was a little bit of an overachiever because every time I opened up my degree program, I'd look at something else and say, oh, I think if I take a couple of more classes, then I can get this degree or this piece of paper or this certificate. And it was something that was super important to me. At that point in time, if I was really gonna go for it, I might as well, you know, cross the finish line with everything that I could get. Associate in business administration. I also got an associate's in medical administrative management. I also have certificates in entrepreneurship, human resources, medical office. I think there's a couple more. I think I graduated with 2 full associate's degrees and like 5 or 6 certificates. My mentor and one of the most important people in my life right now to this day is Linda Sorella, and she was the professor and head of the business program. She wanted you to be able to go into an employment setting, a business setting, a meeting setting, and she wanted it to be real for you. There wasn't surface teaching with Linda Sorella. It was real life. You're here at my business, Aveda, at the South Hill Mall. Interesting enough, because I was a little bit of an overachiever and taking extra classes. I was actually in the middle of construction my last 2 quarters going to school back in 2012, right before I graduated from Pierce. Gosh, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that I met these people, and I'm so lucky that Pierce College is part of my history.
Nikki is here with us today. She's not able to speak. She can't do the audio, but I'm going to say, I know Nikki personally, and this award means so very much to her, and she is just an amazing human. So congratulations, Nikki.
Before we introduce our next distinguished alumni, we'd like to highlight the Pierce College Foundation Golf Scramble with this very short message. The Pierce College Foundation supports students to realize possibilities with scholarships. Through our Student Success Campaign, we provide emergency grants to help students in school when they encounter unexpected hardships. One of the annual events is the Pierce College Golf Scramble. Golfers of all skill levels attend every year, some pushing their competitive edge, others more attuned to fun outings with friends and colleagues. If you haven't played in our golf scramble in the past, we welcome you to join us this year on August 19th. Visit the foundation website for more information and to sign up. Now, back to the award presentation. Our third honoree is Caleb Dog Eagle. Caleb currently lives in Minnesota, where he is the Solicitor General for the Mills Lac Band of Ojibwe and a Special Assistant United States Attorney for the District of Minnesota. He earned his Associate in Arts and Science from Pierce College and a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from Montana State University. Before receiving his Juris Doctorate and Masters of Law, Legum Magister from the Indigenous Peoples Law and Policy Program at the University of Arizona, James E. Rogers School of Law. Prior to law school, he attended the Pre-Law Summer Institute through the American Indian Graduate Center in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Caleb previously worked as a law clerk for the Muckleshoot Indian Tribe and as the supervising attorney for the 3 affiliated tribes in North Dakota. He is Mandan and Hidatsa and an enrolled member of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. Let's take a closer look at Caleb's accomplishments through this video.
I grew up in Puyallup, so Pierce College, Harvard on the Hill, as we called it. I went to Puyallup High School and graduated in '97. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to study in college. So Pierce College was an affordable place to kind of explore different areas of interest for me. I did get my associates in arts and science, and a couple of teachers really stood out to me. Number one, I would say, is Chris Vanason. He's just a brilliant man with a very interesting personal history of how he came to the United States and became a professor at Pierce College. Another one would be Professor Bush's field study. I went on the Montana field study. I had already made the decision to go to Montana for college after Pierce College, even though I had never been there. It just geographically matched up in between my two families in North Dakota and Washington State. Education is, been really important, and I had good mentors. My grandmother, Imogene Baker Campbell, was the first person to get a college degree from our Indian reservation in North Dakota, the Fort Berthold Indian Reservation. She graduated. She always instilled in us the importance of education. And at Pierce College, I had an opportunity to take a bunch of different courses. I mean, I took geology, history, oceanography. I mean, I was all over the place with classes on purpose. I wanted to taste different areas. That way, when I made the jump to university, I would kind of have a better idea of where I wanted to go. I knew I wanted to, one, be financially secure, as well as feel challenged and help people. So I had really grappled between law or medicine. And ultimately, I decided on law. When you get to law school, I feel like if you aren't prepared for that rigorous challenge, that you get in and you hit the ground running. It's not like anything I've ever done before. I mean, here's a syllabus and go home and read, a couple hundred pages tonight, and we're going to talk about it. And you better be prepared to talk about it and know what you're talking about. Just things got progressively more challenging. And Pierce was the foundation for that. So I'm the Solicitor General for the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe, located near Onamia, Minnesota. And I'm charged with leading the Department of Justice for the band. And so I oversee the Office of Solicitor General, and we do the prosecution as well as serve as in-house counsel to the bands. And then the band was awarded a grant through the Department of Justice, the United States Department of Justice, for an MOU for a Special Assistant United States Attorney. And that is a role I also fill. I really didn't have a plan for what I was doing after high school. I was like, oh, I graduated. Okay. And I barely graduated. So I had a lot of growing up and finding myself and figuring out what I wanted to do. And Pierce certainly played a critical role in that, of getting the ball rolling. And, you know, you got to start somewhere. And, you know, like I said earlier, it really helped me to build upon and gain confidence in myself that, hey, I can do this. You know, this isn't something that's outside the realm of possibility. You know, I'm thankful that Pierce College was that first step for me.
Well, I'm not sure this is if Caleb is with us or not, but I know that whether he is or not, Caleb, I apologize. Are you there? You are.
I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
Good evening. I'm doing well. And I do have a presenter right here for
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see now oh, well, who is this?
This is my daughter, Stella.
Hi, how are you?
You can say hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh, congratulations, Caleb. Congratulations.
And there's my son, River.
Hey, River.
Hi.
Hi.
It's bedtime in Minnesota, so. I did see my mom's on Zoom. I want to give her a big shout out. She's also been a huge inspiration for pursuing her education, as well as my grandmother that was mentioned in the video. She's a retired teacher from Puyallup High School and still lives in the valley there, and went to school. She started as a paraeducator, and when she was raising all 4 of my siblings and myself in Puyallup, she held down a couple jobs and went to school and got her bachelor's degree and her master's, and became a teacher while I was furthering my education as well. So, hi, Mom. Love you.
Hi.
Grandma Judy.
Oh, congratulations again. Congratulations. Yes.
Our final honoree is Fran Davis. Fran is a retired United States probation and parole officer with an associate in arts and sciences from Pierce College and a bachelor's degree in law and justice from Central Washington University. She is the first African-American female probation and parole officer assigned to field work in the federal jurisdiction of Western Washington. Fran retired from that role in 2015 and is currently engaged with a range of community-based organizations. She is the Washington State Protocol Lead for Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, president of the Tacoma chapter of the Links Incorporated, which is an international nonprofit organization of professional women of color who engage in community service. And Fran serves as the president of the Pierce College Foundation Board, where we personally see her talent for leadership and charm every day in action. She also works with the American Red Cross, the Pierce County Humane Society, and the Pierce County Chemical Dependency Board, where she recently won Volunteer of the Year Award. And that is precisely who Fran Davis is. Let's watch Fran's video to get to know her a little better.
Well, I lived in, and still do, live in East Tacoma. And so my choices were Tacoma Community College and Fort Steilacoom, which was the former name of Pierce College. Fort Steilacoom had a criminal justice related degree, and so I went there. So it was not a lot of women that looked like me. There were a few, and not very many female professors, but there was a young female professor named Professor Michelle Johnson, and she taught criminal justice. So I had many classes with her, and in one of her classes she asked what were our career goals, and I said I wanted to be a federal agent, FBI or some type of thing, but I had not had much encouragement because I'd never met one that looked like me, hadn't met any females, hadn't met any people of color even in this area, and so I didn't know if it was realistic. And so in front of the entire class, she said, there's no reason why you can't pursue that. Let's research it, see what it takes, and get you going. When I left Fort Steilacoom, now Pierce, I completed at the Central Washington State University Extension Campus By that time, I had figured out I wanted to be a federal probation and parole officer. So I thought, if I'm going to be a part of a system that incarcerates people, what is the best way for me to know what it's like to be there? So I went and I applied for a job as a corrections officer. I was in the first group of women that were allowed to work in the cell house, which was totally awesome. So after I left McNeil Island, I went to the city of Kent, where they had what was called a new generation jail being built. And I went to King County. They had a part-time permanent position. Those positions are very tough to come by. And so I took a part-time permanent position with King County District Court, and I kept my full-time position with the City of Kent Jail. So for 9 months, I worked 2 jobs, and it was awesome. The thing that impacted me the most when I worked for King County is that I was assigned to the Southwest District Court, which covered the SeaTac Strip. This was during the time that the Green River Killer was extremely active. And so I was losing clients to this serial killer. I was recruited to come to the federal court, and it was my hope that this would happen. I was recruited to work in Tacoma and as a field officer. I was the first female of any race to do field work from the King County line south. I've had a couple of weapons pulled on me throughout my career. Fortunately, no weapon was ever discharged. But one of the times, we used just oral de-escalation skills to get the young man to lower his weapon. And after that incident was over, what worked for me, I just went to the Tacoma Mall and bought a pair of earrings. They were opal and 18-karat gold. I did some retail therapy, and I just went right on back to work. What I learned from Fort Steilacoom was, know where you want to go, ask the right questions, and get on it. Don't waste any time. And I've been retired since September of 2015, and I'm loving it. My connection to Pierce College right now is that I am so honored to serve on the Foundation Board of Directors. It's so nice to ask students questions about what their needs may be, and know when I ask them that there may be something I can do about it.
Presenting the award to Fran today is Fran's great niece, Mona. Hi, congratulations.
Hello. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for being here during these trying times. We're so happy to see you all here. We wish we could be in person, but we certainly understand that everyone needs to remain safe. It's such an honor to have started my career at Pierce College. I am a 3rd generation African-American college grad, but what was unique about me is that I chose to go into a field where no woman had really gone before. And it's because of Dr. Michelle Johnson and her belief in me that I was able to execute that plan. And I'm so happy to be able to give back to my alma mater now, working on the foundation. Thank you so much for this award. Appreciate it.
Wow. When you hear Fran, Sam, Nikki, and Caleb tell their Pierce stories, you really can see how education is a community effort. Our honorees would not be here without the support of all the people that are joining us today. And I love that Fran said that, you know, on the foundation board, there's something she can do to help students. And in fact, there's something we can all do.
Our students face numerous challenges. Some are homeless, some work 3 jobs. Many are first in their families to attend college. Others are single parents taking classes while caring for children. Many are active duty military or veterans. Our students face many obstacles, but research shows the #1 barrier for college students is the ability to pay for their college education.
The foundation and Pierce College work together to ensure that every student has the chance to succeed. Our Student Success Campaign provides critical support to help students navigate through possible breaking points like unexpected car repairs, medical bills, changes in family status, or job loss. We help students stay on track and in school no matter what life throws at them. Here's one student's perspective on our emergency grant program.
I just completed my LPN to RN bridge program, and I've ended up with my ADN, which is my advanced degree in nursing. Well, I've always wanted to pursue my RN because it just felt like the next step to me. I worked as an LPN for a couple years just to be comfortable in the position. And then once I was ready, I took my remaining prerequisites and applied to Pierce. At the end of the quarter, we're getting ready to take our state boards, and there are some costs that go along with that. And so it was very nice to not have to worry, how am I going to pay for this? I am going to transition. I'm going to take my NCLEX and pass that, and then I'll transition into my new role of being an RN.
My name is Daniel Bino, and I studied digital design, social media and marketing, and project management at Pierce College. Coming from a previous college where I was unable to finish my degree, I was able to not only complete my original degree of digital design, but I was also able to pursue other programs of interest while I was here at Pierce. The massive amount of support I received from Pierce has been amazing. From both financial aid and the foundation, I was able to finish my program, not only in a much faster time period, but I was also able to pursue other programs. At the moment, I work part-time with marketing and communications at Pierce College, and I also run my own freelance photography business as well.
I'm so grateful to have received this grant. As I'm headed out into this career of helping others and providing services to other people, it's nice to know that I have people looking out for me, and I can't wait to pay it forward as soon as I can.
The help from the foundation has been simply amazing. At the time, I was receiving state need grants and a few loans as well. But the Pierce College grant helped me pay for my books. It gave that extra push for me to finish out my last 2 quarters, and I was able to finish my program at just the right time.
While we are here to celebrate our amazing distinguished alumni, we hope you'll consider making a gift to the Student Success Campaign. Click the link in the chat or go to our Ways to Give page on the Pierce College website. As you consider a gift, please enjoy a special musical presentation by the Pierce College Choir.
Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls, so I will comfort you. I will comfort you, comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes, and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, 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 Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on the way. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down, down, I will lay me down. I will lay me down.
Wow, I am blown away. I literally have chills. I'm just so continually impressed by the creativity and perseverance of our students, faculty, and staff in making music, making education happen, and keeping things going. So thank you for sharing that. And thank you to all of you who helped provide a bridge over troubled water for our students. To those of you who have given to the Student Success Campaign, thank you for your support. And of course, no one is prouder of our alumni than Dr. Michelle Johnson, Chancellor and CEO, who has led our efforts to ensure students realize their possibilities for more than 40 years. Michelle.
Thanks, Julie. Thank you all so much for being here. It's sad that we can't come together, but I know that we're here together in heart and spirit. And everybody who knows me in any kind of space, I always have to start by talking about the mission of Pierce College. It's to create quality educational opportunities for a diverse community of learners to thrive in an evolving world. And we take that mission very seriously. You know, we have our two colleges at Fort Steilacoom and Puyallup, and then our large operation at Joint Base Lewis-McChord. We serve over 16,000 students each year. 65% of them are the first in their family to go to college. 52% of our students are students of color. Just under 40% have some sort of financial aid they need to help them through. And then about 25% are single parents trying to support their families and come to school. and you heard earlier from all kinds of walks of life. I just want to acknowledge the 4 amazing individuals that we've heard from tonight. Sam, it's so great that you're here and with your family and your children and your wife. It's just great to see you. You know, the military is a really important part of our community, Sam. And we are the largest provider of education to military here in the state of Washington. It's been a long time that we have served our military as well. Really in the early 70s, I actually had the good fortune of starting my own career at Pierce College as an adjunct faculty member teaching criminal justice at then called Oh Reliable You at Fort Lewis. The fact that you're going into medicine is just a continuation of the service that you have done as an officer. And going to Harvard, what an amazing opportunity. And I know that wherever you go, that you will continue to take with you the spirit that you brought to us today. And I know I see here in our audience, both Barry and Ted are here. Thank you both for the commitment that you had and the influence on students. There's nothing like being a faculty member and being able to see students excel. So thank you, Sam, and so glad you're here. You'll need to keep in touch with us and let us know if you do end up back in Texas or wherever you are. We know that you'll be a fantastic doctor and a great representative of Pierce College. So thank you. Nikki, I know you're there and I know you probably can't talk, and we've met a number of times. I think that what you really represent is the tenacity of our students and the resilience and the willingness. You know, you prove that it's never too old to go back to school. In fact, you said at 39 you started, but you know, last year our youngest graduate was 16, but our oldest was 72. And so you think about that education can happen at any time in any place. And with us today is Linda Sorella. Linda, it's so great to see you, an amazing, amazing faculty member in business management. And you know, Nikki, you are one of the inspirations in terms of your willingness to continue to see what else you could do to better yourself. And so sorry to hear about your business, but unfortunately, COVID has done this to a lot of our small businesses. But I know for you already, you're back contributing again and you continue to serve Pierce College. You know, being on our advisory committees is a really important role to play. And I want to introduce someone else who joined us late. Therese Pasquire is our newest Board of Trustee member, and she also served on the Business Management Advisory Board and is with us tonight. So thanks for joining us, Therese. Nikki, you'll be back doing something in entrepreneurship. I know it. It's just a matter of time. Thank you for being here and continuing to show the importance of small business in our community that make things happen. And to be a family-owned business is a really special talent. And so congratulations to you. Caleb, we didn't think you could join us tonight, but we're so glad that you were able to be here along with your mom and your children. Stella, you were great in giving the award, and your son's name went out of my head, which sorry about that. But the work that you're doing with our Indigenous people are very important. We know here that at Pierce College, we are on the traditional Indigenous lands of the Puyallup and the Steilacoom people. And we know, you know, I had an opportunity last year to hear the then chairman of the Puyallup tribe talk. And what he said was that they were very welcoming people. And for them, really measuring wealth was not a matter of what they had, but a matter of what they shared. And so thank you for being here tonight, sharing this experience with us and the work that you've done. You know, you are a great example of what happens sometimes to our students who are in K-12 who say, gosh, I'm just not very successful. I don't think I can go on and do this, but that you did, and that you persevered and you went back to your roots and your identity. And at Pierce College, this is a really important piece for us. We are entering into a place where we know that if we're going to meet that mission, that it is critical for us to become an anti-racist institution, that we need to reach out and make sure that we are eliminating the barriers, that we are interrogating everything that we're doing, like you as a good attorney in interrogation, looking at those places where we are just set up in ways that are not going to help our most marginalized students be successful. And your success is glowing. I could tell you were so happy, and it was so great to see you with your family. And so congratulations, and we're glad you could join us. And of course, the last one, you, Fran, what am I going to say to you? I mean, think about this. I started at Pierce College 43 years ago, and Fran was one of my first students. So how lucky can that be to have an amazing student like Fran? We actually have other roots. We both went to Lincoln High School right here in Tacoma and graduated. And actually, Fran was in my sister's class. So we come to Pierce College to meet. And her sister Jackie is actually here, who is also an employee at Pierce College. You are an amazing person, Fran. And you know, I don't think there's any joy that's greater for a faculty member, and all of you who are here, to see when you have a student and the learning that has happened between us. I learned as much from you as you learned from me. And as over the years, as our paths have continued to connect, it has been such an honor to have you be on the Pierce College Foundation and now stepping into the role as the president of the foundation. And thank you so much for that. And the rest of you, we see some faces that we haven't seen for a while. Welcome back. It's so great to have you. Jerry, our first distinguished alum. It's so good to see you coming back and visiting with us. With that, I think that we are calling it an evening. I guess it's just about evening now. Again, we'd be having a meal together, but we will do that again. Continue to think about us in ways that we are in partnership, and together we will change our community. We are changing it with one student at a time, like the 4 amazing people that you have seen today with us, and the impact they've had, and then the impact on their families and their families on our community. So this is about relationships and together. And so we want you all to thrive and to realize your possibilities. And I think with that, you know, you can stay in the space, and if you'd like to have some conversation, we'll keep the room open. And if not, please join us again. And next year at this time, I am certain that we will be back face to face, really having the opportunity to engage in conversation together. Thank you very much, everyone.